Keep it locked. We'll be right back for FuhTrute. Keep it locked. We'll be right back for FuhTrute. Keep it locked. We'll be right back for FuhTrute. Well, good night and welcome again to the show again. Welcome everyone. Thanks for viewing. How's everybody feeling out there in Ontario about these lockdowns? Another what was it 28 days? Another 28 days to get to know your family even better. Another 28 days to put on a little bit more extra weight. What else? What else? Another 28 days to learn how to cook for some of you. What else? What else? 28 days to get to learn how to order online and order Amazon stuff. Sorry for bigging up Amazon on this, but what else? What else? Another few more days to learn how to order food. There's gonna be a lot of interesting stuff. People are already panicking. I see people they got their cars loaded with all types of stuff already. It's crazy and it's really really interesting how we freak out about these things. But you know what? As human beings, we continue to do all these things that to put us in these predicament, and we're hoping that we can get through this and we can actually make things better. Um, so yeah, that's what it's like here in the city where we at right now. So let's get this thing going. So we're back at it again, and it's a brand new week and a brand new guest. And one of the things I like about this show is that I get to meet new people here on the show that I've never ever met before. And I also love all the anxiety and all the unknown of meeting a new person. And it feels like a brand new relationship. And as you know, the show is here to promote and bring to you interesting and talented people from all around the world. So if you know someone who fits this description, just point them in our direction and we'll be very happy to connect with them and give them a thumbs up. If you are new to the show, I hope you enjoy us and our guests. And by the way, our email address is DmanFromProspect, DMAN, well, it's scrolling across there, DmanFromProspect at gmail.com. And you can always reach out to us at facebook.com/demand for truth. And you can catch all the reruns on YouTube. Simply go to Dman from Prospect and they will be available to you. All right. So we like to get into the thing called Demand Thoughts, and then we will introduce the guests, get the show going, and um, and give you guys what you guys were waiting for all this time. All right. So here we go. This is Demand Thoughts for March 3rd. No, it's not March. It's April 7th, right? It's April 7th, 2021. So here we go. I am thankful for doing this show with you all and at least being another step into something that I am sure can grow and be supported. Today, today, a memory jumped right into my head, and I had no choice but to mention it here on the show, man. There was a soccer player, right, that I knew when I was coming up in Barbados, and I always wonder about his journey and where he is right now. He was a fast playing player out on the wing, with some good knowledge of how the game should be played. And I think he played. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he played at the same club that I played for as a youngster, Graduates Football Club. Big up Graduates, big up Lawrence, and them guys there. He was always bounded for greatness because as a teenager, there was always a buzz. And when his name was mentioned and when he played against the local teams, everybody came out, man. Everybody wanted to see this kid. And that player, my friends, is the one and only Gregory Lalu Goodrich. Yeah, man. I don't think he had the greatest career as a professional player, but he was a player I followed before we had following as we know it now. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying isn't a discredit to his ability as a player. Obviously, he was brilliant, but because I thought he was awesome. And I remember watching him on TV, and he scored a goal from the corner flag when he played for Queens Park Rangers in England. And it gave me a nice feeling that Saturday morning. I just sat there and was like, yo, at that time, I was like, I know him, and from the same club that I played for as a young man. And my point is, for whatever reason, Gregory came to my thoughts at that moment today. It initiated other thoughts of other players. And I knew when I was a kid in Barbados, of course, you know, that's where all the memories started. And I remember Gregory, and I went to Facebook and I started seeing people that I knew many years ago. And so I did what every normal person would do. I sent them a friend request, hoping that they would accept. We are all connected one way or the other. And as big as this world sometimes feels, we all have to remember our connections, and we should always trace our steps, because with everything we do, it is very necessary. All right. And this is the reason why I'm asking my friends and family to be vigilant, when protecting themselves from this disease that is making waves around countries. If we are disconnected with just a thought, then imagine globally how we are connected in a normal environment before and after the pandemic. And that being said, that's Dman thoughts, right? That's my thoughts for today. I was on a soccer kind of tip. Anyways, my next guest is not only a vlogger, but she has a lot of titles. I'm not going to get into them yet. I'm sure she's going to tell you about them. Um, she's the one. She's the one and only, the lovely Sabrina Lee.
Hi.
Hello,
Thank you.
Sabrina.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. I'm happy that you're able to make it, and thanks for
Hmm.
scheduling us into your busy and hectic lifestyle. Uh, I see all the work that you're doing, so I really
Thank you.
appreciate you taking this time out to join me.
No problem.
Um,
I am happy to share and, be a part of what you're doing. It's a wonderful initiative.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm
Yes.
glad you recognize it.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
listen, let's before we get into your vlog, before we get into Bajan lifestyles, and I want
Hmm.
everybody to know that Sabrina is doing a wonderful job on the island of Barbados. She is doing some big things. Trust me. I'm seeing all the work that she's putting in, all the effort that she's putting into
Hmm.
doing this. So I completely see it. So tell us a little bit about Sabrina before we get into the vlog and so forth. Before the vlog, actually, tell us a little bit more.
Okay, Sabrina. Well, I have always wanted to be an actress. And from a small country, I mean, Rihanna did it, but that was in one in a million. I always wanted to be an actress, and I found it difficult to, how to say, get into the areas that I needed to get to that level, to even say then be able to travel overseas. Honestly, my favorite or my most sought after kind of role would have been She-Hulk. Like, I wanted to be She-Hulk.
The
So
cartoon?
imagine a young girl. Well, imagine, well, there was a cartoon, but they've been remaking everything into full live and everything. So
Yeah,
to
that's
real
right.
humans and everything. So I wanted to be She-Hulk. That's what I thought of. But as you know, not everything that you hope you would be happens, but that doesn't mean you stop. So I realized I did the film and theater degree at UE, creative arts. And even though I did that, there still wasn't a lot of opportunities here
Hmm.
for to become an actress. And I started to see what YouTube was, and I thought, hey, jump on in. And if I can't get people to notice me by me getting roles as a model and as an actress, then I will create what content I know that I can do regardless of what anyone else thought. So that's the general gist behind it all.
And you know that, and that's what really we all should be doing. If one
Hmm.
door doesn't open, then we look for
Hmm.
other doors. We either I'm not going to tell people to go and break and enter. That's called burglarizing, right? But I'm going to
Yeah,
say, we find other means and ways of
yeah.
getting things done, right?
You don't give
But
up.
you know what? The interesting thing about you is that I did some digging on you, and
Yeah.
I see that you are a model
Yes.
and
I yeah.
and an actor,
Hmm.
even though you said you haven't become that
I've
actor that
done
you
a few
wanted to
things.
really be.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought it was really interesting. What's your connection to Ontario, to Canada? Do you have any at all?
Oh, I do.
You do,
I'm
huh?
not sure what you have in mind, but I
Big
did
up Hawk.
spend some. Hmm?
No, I was one of the viewers.
Ah,
He's shouting us out. But
oh,
big up Hawk.
bigger walk. um, ooh, I wanted to do the degree there in Toronto Film
Mhm.
School. Toronto Film School. I did get in, but I didn't have the funds, and I didn't want to overstay my visit, so I kind of came back to Barbados. That's
Okay.
the
Well,
short version of it, to be
you
honest.
care to talk a little bit more about your traveling, mademoiselle?
What? No, you gotta tell me what you're thinking about. You got me wondering.
No, well,
Tell me,
look,
tell me, tell me.
I'm a very curious person,
Mhm,
and and don't think that for all our viewers and for our guests, when I'm doing a show, I
mhm,
usually research my guests and I try to find as much as possible so that
mhm.
you can can do your thing. Now, when I dig, I'm not finding nothing nasty and dirty about you. So don't think that I found anything. If
No,
I
not that
found
you did,
anything,
but you may have
I'm
like
gonna
an
keep that for
idea that
me and myself.
I've forgotten. So I'm hoping you like, give me a hint so I can it can nudge that memory.
Well, pretty much, I don't have a lot. I'm just trying to get it out of
There
you.
wasn't much. I honestly really wanted to stay. I love Canada. I love Toronto. I feel like Alice in Wonderland when I am in Toronto. I can get lost and still be happy because I'm from a small island that is a little closed-minded. You are Barbadian, right?
Of
Yeah.
course. I mean,
Yeah.
how
So
can you not tell?
I know, right? Just reconfirming, reconfirming. And well, in Barbados, we are very there's try not to be rude to my country,
Go
but
ahead.
things are a certain way. You're expected to be a certain way, to live a certain life, to follow certain paths, doctor, lawyer, nurse, you know. I felt like creatively, and I have heard this from other Barbadian and Caribbean creatives, creatively, it can be a little stifling because we don't have the opportunities, we don't have the freedom to dress, to express ourselves. It's getting better now, but it wasn't always like that. So when I'm in Canada, I can dress anyway and look. You can just be yourself. I love that about Toronto, about Canada. No one looks at you because there's so many cultures. There's so much going on, and it's not to say that people aren't nice because as soon as you ask someone for help, they will guide you and be so helpful. I don't know.
I'm sure all the
I am
Canadians
just
will be very
nostalgic
happy
about
to hear
Canada.
that.
Yeah.
All the Canadians will be very happy to hear you say that,
I love my
because
Canada.
we think Toronto. I mean, Toronto and Canada is two different elements altogether, though. Let
Yes,
me tell you that,
true.
because
Mm-hmm.
Toronto is Toronto, a
Mm-hmm.
bubbling pot of all different cultures, all different types of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be very honest with you. I don't even. Someone asks me about another person, like where they're from or whatever. I usually say I don't know. They're in Toronto because I can never tell. There's all types of people here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
okay, so the short end of this digging was really I just found that you maybe had some Canadian Toronto connection, and
Mm-hmm.
you look like you wanted to be a model or you are
Mm-hmm.
modeling.
I did try. I did book with an agency and everything, but I wasn't. Nothing came out of it really.
Well, you know what? When one door, like we say, one door closed, open
Yep.
another.
Yep.
We through the show alone, we are meeting so many people, and we got connections with some people involved in the film school of Toronto. So I mean, you're never
Mm-hmm.
too old to even pursue
Same.
even just a small piece, right? So there's so many
Yeah.
things out there for you, and that's the reason why we do this show. So.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm really happy that you are still doing your thing and you're still
Mm-hmm.
trying. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
I'll never stop.
Yes, very good. Appreciate that. Now, so
Mm-hmm.
tell me, Oh, where else do I want to go? Because oh yeah, so Sabrina Lee,
Hmm.
where did Lee come from? The
Goodness,
Lee.
the Lee. Here's what my grandfather told me. His grandmother was from Panama.
Hmm.
So sometime during the Panama Canal being built, we had some Bajans going down. So we had a little mingling. And that's as much as I got. I would at some point I'm gonna do one of those ancestry tests and find out a little bit more, but that is all the information I have. Sadly, he has passed away, so I haven't been able to get any other information from it on it. But yeah, I just know all the Lees and Barbados are family to me, but that is all I've got. As interesting as it sounds, that is all I've got right now. That
I
is some
always
kind of
wonder about the
connection to
Lee,
Panama. Yeah.
because when I first came here too, and I got a friendship with some of my Asian connections, and
Hmm.
I talk about Lee. They wonder like Lee. When I say someone is a Lee and the
Hmm.
black person, they be like Lee,
What?
and they're stunned, right? Because
Yeah.
Lee is traditionally I guess in the Asian culture.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
always mention about the Lee, right?
Yeah. It's just a matter of mingling.
Oh, I see. So, and
Yeah.
you're a mom as well?
Yes, I am. I have she's 15-year-old daughter. Yeah. My little protege, she wants to be a model as well. She's interested in all things creative.
Yeah, I saw her doing her thing.
Yeah.
I on the vlog.
Hmm.
And you guys are really cute together.
Thank
You
you.
guys make really, um, you know. But I see in some of the episodes that she has kind of grown really quickly. Like she's already tall.
She
So
was
she's
one pair, and now she's all the way up here.
yes.
Yeah, she grew really quickly. That happens. They grow up so fast before you even know it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, so I see that she's actually she's doing her thing too, and every now and
Hmm.
then she tries to shine, and she does it really well. So keep up the
Yeah.
good work.
Thank you. Thank you. I will. Right now, the
So
channel
anyway,
is mainly, sorry,
no, go
go
ahead.
ahead. Right now,
Yeah,
the channel is mainly myself and my partner. Most people know his name because I shout his name out most times in one or two of the videos, at least once or twice, because he's doing something to, get my attention. So, but because she is, she's a teen and they have their own lives and, pursuits, and I try not to force her to be in the videos. So it's
that's
just
right.
mainly me and him. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a
Mhm.
really good job with you,
Yeah.
protecting you. I'll tell you that. Like he's like a protector like no other. Trust me. I'm watching this show. I'm watching your episodes, right? And all I'm seeing is a lot of protected. You
I
know.
know, right? I don't realize it until afterwards when I'm watching back. Like, yeah, I get really hyped and full of energy when I'm out and enjoying Barbados and all it has to offer because there's so much and we really haven't tapped into the fullness of what Barbados can offer in terms of tourism and attractions.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I was just looking at well, I made the titles up really for you, but I'm looking at the titles. I'm seeing like model, actor, vlogger, boss, mom.
Yeah. All
That's
those in one.
a lot of those in one, eh?
Short of being
Which one's the
superwoman.
toughest? Which one is the
Mhm.
toughest? Which one is
Oh,
the
which was this?
toughest?
Mom. Mom.
Mom, right?
Mom to a teen. Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
know
it
what?
right now.
I really would not like to be a mom. I'll be honest with you. I'm happy with being a dad, so
Dads have their part to
so
play too.
that's right.
Yeah.
um, so let me tell you something, Sabrina. So did
Hmm.
you find a love with vlogging, or did you fall in love with vlogging?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
did you find a love with vlogging, or did you fall in love with vlogging? If
Ooh.
that makes sense.
Did I find or
Did you
did I
find a
fall in
love
love?
with it, or did you fall in love
Uh-huh.
with it? Yeah.
Ooh. I think because I've always been so captivated by visuals. Anything visual is a big thing for me in terms of I want to show people what I see through my eyes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it
So
does completely.
simple, yeah, simple things like how a flower blooms or how the light hits it. I'm not sure if everyone can appreciate that, so I try to capture it. So uh, I fell in love with it. I'm in love with it. I am doing what I love. There's no doubt about it. I can edit for hours, like a whole day, and I will not move. I will not eat. I will not do anything. I will not bathe. I will just edit because I want exactly what I'm seeing. I want my viewers to see. I'm getting better at it. I'm not there yet, but yeah, I'm in love with it.
Sounds very familiar. It sounds very
Yeah,
familiar. You seem like a very hard worker, and I'll tell you that I can
I try.
spot persons when they're really putting the effort, and the effort
Hmm.
usually pays off. So I'm gonna encourage you to continue to put that effort and do what you do.
Hmm.
Because it will pay off one way or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it will. It definitely will. Even if it doesn't, you know what? I've documented it and enjoyed it while it happened.
So
It
those
would
of
be
you
good for it to
who
be out. Sorry.
So those of you who are watching right now, you don't know what I'm talking about. We're talking to Sabrina Lee, and she is the star, right? We can say the star of her vlog, and it's
Hmm.
called Bajan Lifestyles.
Hmm.
She's done an awesome job. When I first started watching one of the episodes, I just got captivated, and I just kept watching and watching and watching, keep watching more and more and more and more. So
Nice.
um, it had me caught up, and I continued to watch, and I say, you know what, I'm gonna reach
Hmm.
out to you and see if we could be connected, and have a go at the show, right? So
Hmm.
you're doing an awesome job. I really appreciate that, and it's really
Thank
showing
you.
some like a lot of the island, and I'm going to talk a
Hmm.
little bit more about that a little bit later about that
Hmm.
especially. So my next question, really for you, is which one of the episodes that you did was the
Hmm.
most fun for you?
The most fun. Ooh. Taking an inflatable boat onto Long Pond.
Saw that.
I loved it. It was, I don't know, I'm a thrill seeker. So, I mean, it was probably like a couple feet of water, but it was just the own, and that was absolutely exciting. I love that. My boyfriend was terrified. And I think everybody knows that by his facial expressions. If you haven't seen it, you can go watch it. He just makes the whole thing amazing. Honestly, his personality just adds that extra oomph to it.
I think you guys work well together. I think
Mhm.
the contrast of you being so daring and so adventurous, and
Yeah.
he's being so protective and so
Yeah.
mindful, it makes it work really well. And I think you know what you're
Yeah.
doing. You plays right into that.
I honestly did not realize it until the last video when he kept swearing and he was like, Sabrina, look where the F you are. And I'm like, where? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is kind of dangerous.
When you're going
So,
over
yeah.
a cliff and he's trying to save you, he's trying to stop you from going. He's trying to stop you from going to Africa. Big up Africa. Nothing wrong with Africa. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
for sure. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
That was really fun. Actually, I'll be honest with you. In that last episode you did, I was really terrified for you. Like I was like, don't go any further. I was with Anton. Bring your backside back. Come back. Don't get too close to that cliff. It's
Yeah.
pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
those
was
of you who
fun.
don't know, Sabrina vlog is called Bajan Lifestyles. Check her out,
Mhm.
um, and um, and follow her. It's pretty cool. Um, yeah, so that last episode was really interesting. I enjoyed it. You found a new island.
Yeah, it'll be a new
That
island.
was.
It will be. It will
It
be.
will be a new island.
Hmm.
Like seriously, or
I believe it will. Honestly, it just has it's hanging on kind of by a thread. So a little bit of wind and water, keep crashing at it. I'm sure it will eventually start to break apart from Barbados.
oh, okay. Well, I wonder if was that down in on the north, like on St. Lucie, right?
Yes, it was.
So I wonder if some of the people from St. Lucie may be saying, "Well, we find this first." Can you put your stamp on it, or what, how can this? How do you
You
go
know
about
what?
this?
I am gonna actually, that's the plan. We're gonna start walking around with these little flags that say Bajan Lifestyles was here, and we're gonna put it and we're gonna mark off that this is our we reclaim this land.
Nice, nice. Put your stamp on it, like just like the boy Christopher Columbus and those guys
Hmm.
do the same thing. You never know, right? I don't expect much
Yep.
from the island, but at least it could be something. I don't know. It
Yep.
looks pretty rough down there too. I'm pretty sure sharks are down there.
I didn't see, and I would love to see some, to be honest.
Well, you know what? Lately I've been seeing a lot of videos with sharks in Barbados, and actually I saw a video down in St. Lucie, and they caught a
Mhm.
shark from off a cliff. I don't know which cliff it was,
Yeah.
and they actually pulled it up. So be
Yeah. Reel it
careful. Be
up.
very careful.
I will be. I take cautious, calculated risk.
Very good. You
Yeah.
should. But you know that's what makes the show really. So
Hmm.
continue doing what you're doing. If that's
Yeah.
is working for you guys. I watched one of your episodes, and to me, it was almost like um, like introducing roasting breadfruit for the first time to some of the
Hmm.
young heads.
Hmm.
But it was cool watching it. But one thing that stood out to me was, do they really have to use so much wood for that for tree breadfruits? That
Man,
was like a whole house of woods. Oh,
I'm seeing so many comments on that I'm like, I don't know, but it worked. But you don't have to, of course. You just. I think he wanted to just kind of keep it, encapsulated in the heat. So, I'll get his opinion on that. I'll let him know that, everyone is wondering why did you use so much wood as the person teaching us how to roast breadfruit.
right, exactly.
Mm. Yeah, I'll
That was
ask
really
him.
cool.
Yeah,
No, that wasn't the first time that your daughter saw breadfruit being roasted, right?
I think it was. So that was an experience for her. She actually did not want to eat the roast breadfruit. She did not. But
Really?
when she tasted it, she was like, "Oh, this is good. This is really good." So imagine she was born in 2005, and a lot of them don't have that, you know, that child bringing up where climbing trees and foraging for fruits and roasting breadfruit and trying to catch some fish in a pond. It's sad that they didn't get a chance to experience what I think my generation may have been the last of them to experience such. Thank you.
It could very well be. I get the same feeling too. The connection with the youngsters in Barbados don't really, get the same thing that we did many years
Hmm.
ago. Uh, so I completely understand what you're saying. And
Hmm.
from the video, from the vlog, I kind of realized that this could have been the first time she actually tasted roseberry fruit. To me, it was
Yeah, it was her
really
first time.
so wow. I said wow. In
Yeah.
Barbados, I was there one time, and this youngster, I was asking him, now, do you know what rock cakes is? And he was like, huh, what? kicks. So he didn't even know
Yep.
what I was talking about. So
Yeah, they don't
um,
have it.
I think it's very interesting. I think it is like a matter of crisis to
Mm-hmm.
get these kids to know part of the heritage and some of the things that we grew up on and stuff like
Yep.
that. There,
Yeah.
um,
What actually happened is, so sorry.
not to be
One of the
sorry. You sorry Canadian for real? Like you're always saying
huh?
sorry. Canadians say
I must
sorry
be
all
Canadian.
the
I'm Canadian. Hey,
time.
hey.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sabrina.
What I was going to say is, someone told me that their child came home and said, "Hey, mommy, I saw that girl. The teacher showed a video of that girl from YouTube. So it seems some schools or some teachers are using our content to teach kids about certain things in Barbados, which I absolutely love because I just wanna my not my goal, my motto is giving you the hidden treasures of Barbados. And because we're so caught up in a world of social media and everything's online and no one goes outside anymore and interacts with the earth and you know I'm glad that I'm able then in some way to show these guys, hey, even though you live in an island that may seem boring, there's still so much that you can do. So
That's right.
for me, that's good.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're doing that. That's thinking outside the box because a lot of times people just kind of settle to what's given to them, right? And you just kind
Mm-hmm.
of go along with it, just wait for the next crumb or you wait for the next whatever to happen. But
Mm-hmm.
you go together and you keep that attitude up, and it will work out for you. Um,
Thank you.
very good way to approach life. You're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna get nothing just by waiting for it. You just gotta
Mm-hmm.
go after it and
Yep.
attack it. Uh, you can't just wait for it to come to you. It's never gonna work like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
Um,
also like we have a lot of viewers in the UK and Canada and the US. They're saying, thank you so much. You brought back memories of my childhood, wrestling by fruits when we used to go to East Coast, all these places. So my subscribers mean so much to me. I honestly do love to see these stories. It just warms my heart to know that I can, in these times give people a little bit of nostalgia. And I'm glad. I'm happy for that.
Good, good. You know what?
Yeah.
Sabrina Lee, she's doing an awesome job, guys. Trust me, and check her out on Bajan Lifestyles. Check it out on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube and on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram as well, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I watch all my videos on YouTube. I'm still new to Instagram. I'll be very honest.
No problem.
But I go on. I'll tell you why because I'm almost like I'm not scared, but every time I go on Instagram and I pop it in, first thing I see is like these young girls
Mm-hmm.
in some stuff. I say, wait,
Mm-hmm.
hold up, wait a minute, and I just move on. But
Mm-hmm.
check Sabrina out on YouTube and Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sabrina,
Page and
um,
cells.
Bajan Lifestyles. Um, what made you wait? Hang on. I had this thing that I wanted to tell you, and I'll tell you this.
Okay.
I'll put it this way:
Uh.
why on God's earth did you decide to climb all the way to the top of Culpeper Island?
Are you kidding me?
You want to talk about that experience?
Oh no, I did say that Long Pond was the most fun, but the scariest was Culpeper Island. I think when we were in the middle of the water and I could see these waves that they felt like they were taller than me coming towards me. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to die trying to film this video. I was scared out my mind. And I said to Antoine, I was like, are you good? And he's like, yeah, I good. Are you good? But that's code for, yeah, I frightened. Yeah. This some crazy shit going down here. But oh my gosh. It was so exhilarating to do it. And we have, I hopefully by the end of the month, hopefully Madam Mia will allow us to use the waters soon. and we can go back. And we have a really big project coming for Culpeper Island, so you can look out for that.
Nice. Now, how many trees Culpeper Island got in it? They had like a coconut tree. Is there more?
It's there, but it's literally on a piece of rock lower down. It's not even on top anymore.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. So
yeah.
there's really literally nothing. And I always wonder when I saw you guys on Culpeper Island, and I was like,
Hmm.
Anton was very protective as usual. Those rocks were looking really sharp. I'll be
Hmm.
honest. They were
Yeah.
looking really sharp. And I heard somebody from shore was like screaming out your name or something.
That was Michaela, my daughter. She was it was just so dramatic. The waves were coming. We were afraid of sea urchins. We didn't have on any protective shoes. Forgive us. We were looking into it. And then the rain came down and she had the bigger camera, so she was, she didn't know what to do. She should go back to the car. It just all happened so much at one point. So, but I loved it. I loved it.
Oh man, I'll tell you, you're so daring, so adventurous. Um,
Hmm.
um, you guys, how long were you guys there for? How long did you guys stay on the island?
Not very long, probably like 15 minutes the most because we didn't want to mess with the low tide and high tide. We haven't we don't fully understand how it works in terms of when they say high tide is say 10:30. Do you mean it's 10:30 and then it's gone, or that's lowest, and then you know when is low tide? It's 10:30. When does high tide start to come back in? So we didn't want to mess with that. So see, calculated risk. We went when it was low tide, and we made sure we didn't step on anything black, because if it was black, it's a sea urchin, and you don't have no FMH,
No,
no A&E, none of that. So calculated risk. That's all it is.
you def you definitely don't want to scourge it. Trust me.
No. Have you ever had it happen to you?
Oh yeah. When I was living in Barbados, we used to surf, and then we used to hull. I don't know if you know what hulling means, because you may be a little bit younger. So
Mm-hmm.
hulling, for people that were born in the 2000s, uh,
Mm-hmm.
is you got a surfboard that we use wood, and
Oh,
we would go out on the waves like this, out in the ocean. We wait for the waves, and then
huh.
we would either stand on a rock, or we would kind of hover in the water or tread water.
What?
And we would wait for the wave. So sometimes our feet would hit the rocks, and
Yeah.
then that's where you get to see urchins. And geez, and from there on, it was over. No more hunting.
Yeah.
We'll be done for a week or two, and
Yeah.
that'll be it. But
Your mother must have gives you some licks, man.
no, 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 no. She was already living abroad, and it was
Oh,
my
okay.
grandmother I had to deal with.
Even
But
worse.
but all she said was really, boy, go pee on your foot, and that was it. You go just pee on your foot, and apparently the sea urchins don't like
I've
feet,
heard
so
of it. Ah,
right now. So
I've heard of
it
it.
was
I've
fun.
heard of it, man.
Yeah, it was really a lot of fun. So
Mm-hmm.
you guys were there for 15 minutes. Did you guys
Mm-hmm.
leave any? Did you leave any souvenirs on the island?
Mm-mm. No, not just yet. We're gonna do that next time we go back. We're gonna put up our signs. We just have to figure out what material will work best. We live in a country where wind, rain, salt, so we gotta find something that's durable. That'll, hold up to all of that. We don't leave anything, but like I said, we have a really, really, really big project coming. Hopefully, we can do it before the end of the month, and you're going to love that. You're going to
I
think
can't
we're
wait. I can't
super
wait for
crazy.
it. Who comes up with all the ideas, all the different scenarios?
um, we kind of do a brainstorming. We have a list of over about 30 different ideas that don't seem interesting enough, and then we will try to find a spin-off that works. So yeah, we kind of just sit and talk about it and try to figure out what would people want to see. My channel originally, I was going to use a row of all YouTubers, which was this is what I did in my day, this is what I eat, and this is me doing my hair. And it didn't take, but I found all the videos that were centered around Barbados, they did good. So I was like, okay, the goal or the key to YouTube is listen to your audience. So if the audience wants to
That's
see
right.
Barbados, then you do more Barbadian stuff. And that's what we did. So as we are going along, it seems the things that are a little more exciting is what's catching on. Educational too. But again, we're all in lockdown in some form or fashion in the world. So we're not able to do, like go and do a tour of Bridgetown because it's a little more harder. I can, but I prefer to do it when things are a little freer and I can like maybe chat with people and not have to worry too much about mask and can't talk properly. So yeah, we kind of just brainstorm and look for cool ideas. We take ideas, inspiration from other YouTubers, from the bigger ones like Mr. Beast and what's his Logan Paul, the crazy ones, and we kind of go from there.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's some really cool and interesting vloggers out there, and I try to connect with most of them. There's a interesting young lady in Grenada, and she
Mm-hmm.
does a good one as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully one day she'll join us on the show. She seems a
Yeah.
little bit shy. Um,
Ah,
she might be
I can't know
skeptical.
who you.
Um,
Is this the one that does a lot of like she does a lot of tours of rentals, houses and stuff? Is
well,
that her?
I saw her doing like hotels, and she would like do a lot of different parts. And her name is Nestle. Nestle.
Mm. Okay.
But
Don't
I
think
enjoy
I've met that
her.
one.
Check it out. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy her vlogs as well. She
Mm-hmm.
actually went on one of the episodes. She said she was going back to Barbados. So
Oh.
apparently, when I watched it, she went to UE as well
Oh,
in
nice.
Barbados. So
Probably
she said
study.
she had a connection down there. Yeah, she was studying
Mm-hmm.
in Barbados, so she has
Yeah.
some friends in Barbados as well. So we're all connected one way or the other, and
Mm-hmm.
I encourage everyone to reach out to each other. If you never
Mm-hmm.
know where it goes. Um, about your vlogs and your vlogging, how much fun is it recording and also getting to know all these interesting places on the island?
Oh. Um, it looks fun, but it can be a little bit stressful because even though it looks fun from to the viewer, we got to make sure we get um a timeline. We have to make sure things sync together. We have to make sure we get the right information. We don't, we got to research beforehand to make sure we call the things right, the locations right. We have the right location. Sometimes people will comment to say, "Hey, this is what it's called." I mean, places in Barbados tend to have more than one name, but it is not a lot of fun sometimes getting it done, like getting the content. Editing, sometimes it's fun. I'm really into it. I get really in the zone. Um, but sometimes it can be very exhausting. Honestly, I have to
I
say it. Whew, you got to make
I
sure you got
understand.
intro and outro. You got to make sure you do your shout outs, which I never remember. You got to make sure you have your light right in terms of you don't want to start during the night and then it ends in the day and you're like, you know, yeah. So because I did cinematography and film, it's important to make sure everything flows. I don't want you to just see a video or a vlog. I want to create cinematic experiences each video in one way or the other, whether it's 5 minutes, 10, 18 minutes. I want you to feel like you were there. So that means I have to put a lot of effort and thought into making sure that what you see connects together. So yeah.
Now I can tell that you're really like you're really into it.
Mm-hmm.
So big up Sabrina. You're putting the effort, and that's the most
Mm-hmm.
important thing. And I always think about these days, and I when I talk to other people, I always say, look. the ones who are leading, the ones who are putting all the effort into their craft,
Mm-hmm.
maybe perhaps because sometimes like we don't always get recognized for the things that we do, and I always wonder. So I'm like, maybe you can teach some of the other younger people as you
Mm-hmm.
go on, because not every young person is teachable, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the work ethic. You,
Mm-hmm.
you can't just things don't just get handed to you. Mistake
No.
happens sometimes, right? But
Yeah.
for the most part, we got to put the work in, and
Mm-hmm.
I can tell that you really you put the work. I can tell by everything that you're doing. And check Sabrina out at Bajan Lifestyles, man. She's doing a
Yeah.
really awesome job. Her
Thank you.
and Ton, because I'm not gonna forget to
And
big up Anton.
Antoine.
Antoine. Oh, Antoine.
Yes. Yes,
Where did
Antoine.
twist come from? Like Antoine. Like Barbados is pretty straightforward. It's usually like straight. They don't really
Is
no
Antoine
spice.
or yeah, but that's still you'd have to his mom is Antoinette, so that's what it came from.
Antoinette. Oh
Yes,
wow.
and no Antonella. So yes,
Quite interesting.
yes.
Sound
So
like a St. Philip thing. Is it from St. Philip?
what? Yes, it is.
No. That's not a wild guess.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like St. Philip people are from a whole nother island. The
Well, I
way that
didn't say
people can
that.
distinguish. Are you from
I
St.
didn't
Philip?
say that at all. No, I'm not from St. Philip at all. I just recognize St. Philip people.
Okay. You.
Big up
Nice.
St. Philip people, man. Big up
Yeah.
Marley, Red Plastic Bag, and all the other entertainers that
Yeah.
Philip, man. Big up,
Yep.
big up. Yeah, St. Philip, a lot of talented people come from St. Philip. I wonder if it's
Hmm.
because you guys are like off Barbados, that's why you guys try so hard to be so talented.
Disclaimer. I am in St. Philip. I am from I am from Bayville, Bajan,
Oh, okay.
Edwin Yearwood side. I am South. I am born and bred in the South.
Oh, I see. Well, but big
Yep.
up BLN and big up my boy
Yeah.
Junior Killer, man.
Yeah.
A lot of talented people come from the area too, man.
Yep.
Trust me.
Lots of
That
them.
area
Lots of
alone,
them.
that little
Mm.
area is
I know,
a
right?
lot of talent in there, man. Trust me,
Hmm.
quite a few people in that area too as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, yeah, so we were talking about the recording and the interesting places on the
Hmm.
island. But I also saw you guys at the animal. Is it called Animal Wildlife Reserve? What was it called again? Is it Peter?
Um,
The Wildlife
Wildlife
Reserve?
Reserve. Yeah, Wildlife
That's what it's
Reserve.
called?
Animal
And
Wildlife.
that
I
looked
think
like
I
a
know
lot of
it.
fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. You recall doing it as a when you were here?
Yeah, when I was a kid in
Hmm.
like primary school or something, we went there. I don't
Hmm.
think they had as much animals as they got right now,
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
but I
Yep.
remember being there, and
We
I
we
just
got
want
a
to know what
special
the
tour.
experience.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a special tour.
tell me
So
about that.
we, that was oh, there was so much. You learned so much in such a small space. For me, the biggest part was okay. So monkeys, green monkeys, Barbados, and their green monkeys. So growing up, my great grandmother, yes, my great grandmother had a captive gray monkey called Peter.
Gray
And
monkey,
Pete,
not green monkey. Gray monkey.
they're
It was a
supposed
gray,
to be green.
but that
Supposed
the
to be
one she had was a gray monkey or green.
no green monkey, green monkey.
Oh, big up, you got
I
a
see here.
fan.
Yeah, lovely Olivia Reese.
Let me see.
Hi. um, so Peter was very aggressive and he would get into the house and he would go into the fridge. So we left the house and came back and Peter was in the fridge and had the house ransacked. And my mother, you would know, you have the windows with the glass windows you had to wind up.
Yep.
So we had some of those. And because I was small, I was sent through the window to let out this crazy monkey out of the house. And yeah, I said all that to say then when I had to go and be at the Wildlife Reserve and be so close to them, it was I remember those that crazy monkey from when I was a child. So it kind of helped me. It helped me to overcome my fear of green monkeys. Yes, it was fun. My daughter got to hold a bunny rabbit, which she loved. We got to get up close with the birds. We got to hold the snakes. The dares were there. We had the peacocks. We had what else was there? Tortoise. Lots and lots and lots and lots of tortoises just breeding everywhere.
They were not
But
moving
yeah,
anywhere fast. They were just
listen,
there.
it seems that way, but they could get some space, man. They can track some space.
I
They're
saw they
not
were eating
easy.
really quickly too. They eat fast.
Yeah, yeah. And they're all together. How they're all, like one big happy family. Everybody eating from this big pool of fruits and vegetables. It
And the
was,
monkeys were standing on top of the tortoise, and
yeah.
like all the animals are eating in one pile. Like how often do you see that?
Nope, you don't. That was nice, to see all those animals in one without fighting. They were fighting each other in terms of like monkeys fighting monkeys for like grapes and stuff, but otherwise, yeah, that was a nice experience. I would tell anyone who's in Barbados, Barbadian or not, to go to the wildlife reserve.
That's
Take your
right. And check
kids.
out
Yeah.
Bajan lifestyles, man, on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube or on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
The wonderful Sabrina Lee and her whole entourage. Being always there to entertain us.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, man. It captivated me, captured me actually. So now I'm subscribed and I'm
Oh,
logged in. I get
thank
all the
you.
notices every time you put them in, and I'm like click and watching and laughing and smiling and saying,
Mm-hmm.
please don't fall over the cliff. Uh, Please, Anton, save her. Don't let her go. Uh, it's really cool, man. You guys are really doing an
Yeah.
awesome job.
Thank you. We're doing our
Um,
best.
yes. So last year, 2020,
Mm-hmm.
the pandemic came in.
Mm-hmm.
Things changed quite a bit for everyone around the
Mm-hmm.
whole entire world.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people lost jobs. A lot of people had to stay home. Um, things change, right? And I just wonder from you,
Mm-hmm.
are people still friendly on the island and people still courteous and willing to help the neighbors and so forth, even during the midst of all of that?
For sure. It definitely has been for everyone. First of all, we're being told to, distance and cover up and protect ourselves and think of ourselves. But I don't think Barbadians have lost their love for helping their brother, their sister, tourists. We haven't lost that. We've had a lot of people who have been. We've had a lot of for example, the government had food banks. I think most governments did, but we had ours as well, where just in case you were one of those homes that you don't have the breadwinner working anymore. Everybody's at home because of apparently 40% of the island is based on, tourism and hospitality. So if there are no hotels open, then these people aren't making any money. They're not able to feed their kids. So we didn't lose that. It was always encouraged. It was broadcasted and it was promoted by radio and TV. If you know someone, an older person, just stand outside your house and say, "How are you? Do you need anything? Can I go to the shop for you? Get you anything? Check on your family." You don't have to, hug and kiss and touch up, but you can just check in on people around you, your neighbors. And I don't think that has changed. Whoops. I think it's gotten even better in terms of people being a little more sorry, people being a
That's
little
all
more yeah, notifications coming in. People are a little
good.
more
Good. Keep them coming.
yeah.
You all need to go and subscribe, man. Hit Bajan Lifestyles out and check Sabrina
Uh
and the whole entourage, man. Hit subscribe, click, and let's get at it, man. Let's get this go getter up to. She's past like 3,000 subscribers already. We need her to get to. We want 10,000.
that is actually the goal for the year. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
We will
yes.
get there. 10,000
Really hope
subscribers is
so.
our goal. Yeah. It's going to
It
happen. Manifest it.
really hope so. There's no competition in this, people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all can use each other as a ladder, and we keep going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
And the sky's the limit. So keep clicking that subscribe and don't be shy, man.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that from my little daughter the other day. She was like, "You seem to like that. Why don't you just click like?" And I said, "Okay." So you just click it. It doesn't really hurt. You click on
Yeah.
it. If you want to watch it, you can watch it, but click it. That's the most important
Mm-hmm.
thing, right?
Yeah. It helps us to make more videos. So, yes.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
These are some really interesting times for us all.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Mm-hmm.
look, what was the what was the most pleasant surprise you got um, going in terms of the subscribers and the viewers? Like, was there anything that stood out to you most once you started doing this and people started subscribing? What is there anything that shocked you or stood out to you?
Um, Stood out. I think what stood out the most is feeling connected to these people that I've never met.
Hmm.
That stood
Right.
out the most. I've heard it in terms of I've heard all YouTubers say, "Oh, I love you so much. Thank you for subscribing." But you genuinely feel like you're creating a community of people who are interested in the same thing. And hearing someone say, "Thank you for making this video. It made me smile," or someone saying, "It's helping me through COVID. I'm at home doing nothing and I really enjoy your videos." That again warms my heart. So I heard of it, but to experience it, that was a pleasant surprise.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. And it just
Mm-hmm.
goes to show you that what you're doing, people really appreciate it. And especially when you said
Mm-hmm.
that, people that you've never met before, just a brand new stranger,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh wow, people feel connected. I'll be honest with you, and I've
Mm-hmm.
watched some other vlogs as well, and I feel the same way too. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I subscribe to many of them, but
Mm-hmm.
once I get into it, I really either want to go to the place or I feel
Mm-hmm.
connected. So that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Mm-hmm.
what's the
Yeah.
one
Oh,
surprising fact that you found out about Barbados while you were blogging? Is there anything at all that stood out to you about Barbados,
surprising fact that stood out.
if anything at all?
Hmm. Yeah, there probably is. I'm trying to remember which video it was. We did. What comes to mind right now? There's probably something bigger, but what comes to mind right now is, oh yes, two things. Trying to gather my thoughts. Two things would be, one is the old train line out on East
Mhm.
Coast. That was super close to the edge. I know we have beach erosion and stuff, but to know that we had a train line in a train system, a running train in Barbados, that was very interesting to me. I wish it was something that was preserved. And what was the other one? Oh, that seems to have slipped my mind. I think, yeah, for right now, in terms of memory, it's the old train line. Because I love the history of Barbados. I love to talk to old people and like hear their stories and hear what life was like back then. So learning about old Barbados is interesting for me. So yeah, that's it.
I think that's interesting fact, and I also think you
Mm,
should take the time to do some more research about that too, because
mm,
that
mm-hmm.
that train line, you might be surprised at what you get from all those stories. Um,
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of other interesting facts that you find out about the reason why the trains were there, and
yeah.
I'm not sure how far the trains went though, but
I think I
I
went
know
to
they've been from
Shop Hill.
either from slave houses or sugar cane
Mm,
houses or something like that.
mm-hmm.
But I don't want to mix and match with the story, but I know they're all connected somehow, and
Mm-hmm.
people out there will probably either say something either on YouTube or something. Somebody probably will make
Mm-hmm.
a comment or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever information you got, you can put it in there. It will help us all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other one, actually, no, I just remembered is when the Bold and Beautiful filmed in that house in East Coast. Remember the Bold and Beautiful?
So the
When
train tracks were right there too in St. Joseph.
yeah, I think it's near that as well. But the pink house is still there. I wish it had been preserved because that's a part of our history. We had a big film here. International soap opera was filmed here. Um, and to see, like, we went on YouTube and we found the episodes with it, and they are so nice. Like this, it was beautifully made. So yeah, that's another fun fact I learned.
Well, you know what? To me, it sounds like there's always a lot of filming done on the East Coast. Seems
Mm-hmm.
very popular for filming um,
Mm-hmm.
or recording, whatever they call it these days. And
Yeah.
that rock up there, that seemed to be the spot that a lot of people tend to always want to get in their shots.
Yeah, so true. We have another film here too, as in there's a Netflix series which is being filmed here right now, or it was in March, and I met the cast.
Oh,
So happy.
really?
I
Tell
don't
us
think they
about that.
want people. I don't think they want people to know that they're filming in Barbados.
Well,
That's
they
the only
shouldn't.
thing.
Barbados people in Barbados can't keep a secret. You know that too.
I've been keeping it a secret. I haven't really said anything, but there's a Netflix series called Outer Banks that was filmed here for a month. And I tried to get in as an extra, but I didn't get through. But yeah, it was still nice to meet the cast and to see them on TV. And it was like I was suddenly a little bit closer to that goal of being She-Hulk, even though I wasn't, just being around international Netflix actors. But yeah.
Well, you know what? I encourage you to always continue to, if you just bringing that energy towards the films and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you just gotta make sure your game is tight, and
Mm-hmm.
you, know, you never know. And once you get out there, because right now I'm pretty sure you're getting more and more popular by the minute from the vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're building quite a reputation
Mm-hmm.
as being a good what do we call vlog host? Vlog host? Is there a title for these things now besides
We
vlogger?
call ourselves content creators. Content creators works. It's a little more professional.
I hear it. I hear you. I'll go with what
Yeah.
you say.
Yeah, yeah. I am a content creator extraordinaire.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, Now, do you have anyone really right now, like sponsors or anything? Anyone trying to get their content within your vlogs or anything? Because that could be the
No.
next thing.
I wish. I wish. I wish. I do some. No, I do some. Every month I make similar videos for Barbados Today, which is a new online news station, online news paper. Yeah. And they have a section called BT Travel, and there they kind of highlight all the things tourism, Barbados. Come to Barbados. This is what you can do. So I make a little bit more polished and shorter, you know, snippets of Barbados on that. So I would say they've been very supportive. My producer Natasha, who is amazing, has always, she believed in what I'm doing, and she continues to, guide me and give me pointers on enunciation and speaking clearly, how the Bajan accent can mumble up your words and stuff. So that's there. So if you guys are interested in learning more, you can go to barbadostoday.bb/travel to get a little bit more in-depth detailed information. But when it comes to fun and risk and Antoine saving me, you have Bajan Lifestyles.
We can always count on Antoine saving Sabrina for sure. Even Sabrina, oh, that's all you hear all the time. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up all the fellas for protecting their queens.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about for Bajan lifestyle? Do I want to get into anything else, or is there anything else you want to get into before I don't want to switch topics and leaving the blogging alone. Is there anything else? Let me talk about
Um.
yeah. Let's talk about one more thing with you at the
Mm,
hospital. Uh,
uh,
like what happened in one of the vlogs, one of the episodes, guys. Sabrina, from some strange reason, Sabrina was eating Chef Lee's food, and her and Antoine was entertaining them by dancing in the car, and everyone was having a really good time. And
uh,
then all of a sudden, Sabrina was rushed to the hospital. What happened?
oh, okay. um. On my mom's side, we have a family history of poor digestive system, I'd call it. And from years of working, and not eating properly, I kind of messed up my system a little bit. So my body just said, "Yeah, we done. Like, we just done." And I was in the worst pain I've ever had. I think it was worse than childbirth. To me, it felt that way because it just wouldn't end. It just wouldn't stop. So yeah, we ended up at accident emergency, and oh, it was. Oof. Thinking about it now, it was a blur, a bit of a blur, but just I just have that memory of the pain in my back. So it was because I before my little one was born, I started doing nursing, so I know a little bit about nursing. I referred pain, so whatever was happening here was referred to my back, and it was causing me, it giving me trouble. I was having trouble breathing. It was like they, like you can be in pain, but you can still have you're conscious that there are people around you. You don't want to freak out too much. Like all of that went through the window. Like I don't care who was there. I was bawling. So yeah, the nurses were really nice. They were very quick to give me some drips that had some painkillers in it, and they pretty much dealt with me really nicely. And despite what people say about nurses and how they can be rude and aggressive, they were really good with me. So big up all the nurses out there, who dealing with all the stress and suffering through day-to-day issues and now have to on top of that deal with COVID. They are the true heroes, to be honest.
It's pretty scary,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it had never happened to you before.
Mm-hmm.
For that to happen like that is probably a
Mm-hmm.
shocker, and then all of a sudden it gets really real and
Yeah.
scary all at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
Uh, which
um
hospital did you end up at?
the only one in Barbados.
UEH?
Yes, that's why I say. What other
Listen,
hotels do you know about?
hotels or hospitals?
Hospital, sorry.
Listen, the reason why I asked you that because was that like the recordings that you had? Was it from the hospital?
Hmm.
Like, because I got my grandmother was in the hospital and before she passed, and I there were some old people there that were giving me such a hard time because I was taking pictures from the hospital to the outside of the hospital because it had such a beautiful view. I just wondered how the hell did you get video inside the
Yeah.
hospital?
you gotta be you got like you gotta be steady. So once I had drips in, it was like, okay, let me just record this a little bit. So I kind of held it. There's a like I'm gonna share my secret. So with your phone, you can like do this and record. You can do this or record, or you can kind of do this and record, and nobody's really gonna notice that you're recording. So that's my trick.
Yeah, I think we all kind of, well, I don't know if we all, because, but there's some people I've heard
Mm-hmm.
when they are, what do you call, blocking? Is it blocking? When they're blocking for people, and they would
Mm-hmm,
take
mm-hmm,
their
mm-hmm.
phone, and when they see their girlfriend, boyfriend messing around with somebody else, they would just walk and pretend that they're talking on the phone and they're recording.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I heard about all them
Oh,
kind
people
of
just
tricks.
do it straight to your face. Yeah, people just do it straight to your face. Yeah, but on the topic of health, that has brought me to realize I need to focus more on my health and taking care of the one body that God has given me. I only got one of these. It's not going to change out later, and I I'm on. It feels kind of late to be now on my spiritual or my journey. I mean, we everybody goes through a journey, but I feel like I am more awake, as they call it, spiritually awake, where I am focused on figuring out who is Sabrina, what does she like to do, what does she doesn't do not like to do, what is good for her, what's not good for her, what foods to put in my body, how I spend my time, who I spend my time with, and that what happened in Biffy Hospital made me realize I need to put more effort into the temple that God has given me and appreciate it so that I can live a healthy and positive life while I'm here. Even if it's short, at least while I'm here, I'm doing it fully and also figuring out why did God choose me for this life and this body and this situation. So all of that I will be keeping on my second channel and hopefully I will have some content on that soon.
I'll be looking out for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll encourage you to always challenge yourself and
Mm-hmm.
continue to go on that path that you are taking on. It's never
Mm-hmm.
too late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Never too late. Definitely never too late. And speaking of eating properly and on the spiritual path and so forth, I want to big up my boy Pedro Richards, man, for sharing his videos, for doing his thing out there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he's another brother that is also doing some stuff too as well. And I always encourage everyone to support everyone. It's not a competition. It's just definitely
Mm-hmm.
just we all big up each other.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not a competition in doing what you're doing. Um, there's not a whole lot of other questions I have about the vlog, but there's definitely a lot of
Mm-hmm.
curiosity. And I want to ask you, and I always ask this question lately, and about Barbados and Barbados becoming a republic state in the near future. What does this mean
Mm-hmm.
to you? Because this is a question I asked our guests who are from Barbados. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because this means a lot, and it means that that people like yourselves will learn definitely. It's like being independent because that means
Mm-hmm.
Barbados is really, 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 really independent now. So, what does it mean to you, if anything at all?
I've heard about it. I tried to read up on it a little bit, and to be honest, it's a little fuzzy, as in you're no longer ruled or under the United Kingdom and the Queen. But what comes to mind, to be honest, is Donald Trump, and is that what we will become? That's honestly what comes to mind. I have to say I haven't researched it. I don't have a lot to say about it, but in my own layman's term and layman's meaning, my ignorant understanding of it is that what Barbados will become.
Well, I don't think it'll become that. But we don't want it to become that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But from my understanding, it really means that we have not grown up. So
Mm-hmm.
at some point, I'll probably get some historian or some person or persons on. I'm pretty sure it will happen. Who will talk a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more about history and about that kind of stuff. But I don't want to get into that. I want
Mm-hmm.
to talk about Sabrina Lee. But before we move on, I just, yeah, it's definitely. It's like you're becoming independent from United Kingdom, the Queen
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Um, but we're kind of like wiping her off and saying, look, we can do this on our own. We can still be friends, but we
Mm-hmm.
really don't want to be that connection where we're yours. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
we can be we're all grown up now. We're no longer um, the slaves. We're no longer we got our own mind and so forth. So let's do this
Mm-hmm.
thing together. Um, so we can pass that. But
Politics is a tricky thing to talk about,
it is tricky.
especially I'd have to say I don't know what it's like to talk about politics anywhere else in the world. But when you tend to talk about politics and start to pick sides, D and a B, you then end up in a situation where you might get crushed and or you might get promoted depending on who's in power. So yeah, I tend to stay out to that kind of
Definitely.
conversation. I don't know if the rest of the world is like that, but that seems to be the gist of how this little country goes. Depends on who's in
Well,
power, means be who will, gain from it. Their friends, their family, their rubbing shoulder partners kind of thing. And
Barbados have like a really tame kind of set of politics. So it's not too much issues. It may seem so
mm-hmm,
in a small, but it's not really
mm-hmm,
too much compared to. I mean, in other parts of the world, people fight in within the
yeah,
parliament and stuff like
yeah,
that, like actual physical fight and stuff like that.
mm-hmm,
So we don't have that. I mean, in the U.S., they have people charging the Capitol the other day and so forth.
mm-hmm.
Anyways,
I saw that.
let's talk about Sabrina Lee, and let's check out Bajan Lifestyles. I want to
Mm-hmm,
encourage everyone to check it out. It's a very interesting vlog. I really like it.
mm-hmm,
Again, it captivated me. I like all the things that you guys do on the vlog. I like the
mm-hmm.
fact that you're so adventurous. I don't know if you are aware of that, or if anyone has told you that, but you are really adventurous. You bring that. I don't know if you're like that on purpose or scripted or what, but
Mm-mm,
it's something that's in you. And
mm-hmm.
one of the things I'm gonna point out to you was when you swallow that raw egg.
It was good. It was like,
Okay.
honest to God, it was good. Shout out to Peg
Really?
Farm. It was good. It was good.
Well, big up is he the owner of the farm,
Yeah.
the white dude?
Paul Bourne, the surfer, the rally guy, it's all the same person.
I like all of what he was saying when you were asking. He was like, "Are you gonna eat one with me?" He was like, "Who? I don't want none of them." And that was his eggs. That was his egg.
Raw. It tastes like a boiled egg. So just imagine a boiled egg. Remember on this journey to eat better, and I've seen people eating raw eggs for breakfast. So why not try it? Don't kick it till you've tried it. So go in your fridge. I challenge you, go in your fridge, find yourself a raw egg, maybe break down to room temperature a little bit, just so it don't upset your stomach, and try it. Record it and see how it
Well,
feels. See how it
you
tastes.
know, he sounded just like my grandmother, and I will tell you the same thing that he told you.
Uh-huh.
Who, who you talking to?
don't don't beat it till you try it, man. You gotta try it.
That's I gotta agree with you though. You were saying like the one of the pigs on the farm was really cute, and it was really cute.
Hmm.
But it's too bad it
Hmm.
was gonna end up on somebody's plate the next probably
I
couple
know,
weeks.
right? Oh my gosh. Have you had fried pork recently?
I haven't had pork in since 1996.
Are you vegan or something?
No, I just stopped eating pork. I just, pork is a meat that I just stopped eating it, and I'm happy with that. That's all.
Okay, okay, no
I eat
problem.
all kinds of other meat, by the way,
Ah,
but pork, I leave pork alone. You know, that's it. I leave it for the pork eaters.
okay.
Nothing, nothing wrong, nothing against it, but it's just not a thing
It's a
that I eat.
choice. It's a preference. Yeah, that's
That's
all
right. I
good.
mean, I know what it tastes like,
Mm.
I used to love it. I used to have sauce and all that stuff, but I just decided not to have it anymore. And I'm cool with
No problem. That's cool.
that.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything? Okay, yeah. What's next
Mhm.
for you? Besides, you have the blog that the vlog that you mentioned earlier, Bohemian Lee. Was it?
Mhm.
Is that what it's called?
The Bohemian Lee. So when you Google the definition of Bohemian, it is. Let me pull it up quickly because I tend to forgotten it. Bohemian definition is a social a socially unconventional person, especially one who is involved in the arts. So that's how I see myself. And because my channel is so Barbados tourism based, I'm not able to, I don't want to, add anything to that channel concerning the whole spiritual journey and the arts and creativity on that, along those lines. So I'll be doing it on my second channel, the Bohemian Lee, where I will document my journey, my spiritual journey, my luck journey, you
Hmm.
know, my unlocking my, the inner mind and, seeing life for more than just day and night work, eat, sleep, party, getting deeper and really connecting. So all of that will be on my second channel because I can't really do it on my other channel because people can be like, "What are you doing? You're just supposed to be about Barbados." So yeah, that's
Nice,
why
nice.
that's out
Well,
there. Sorry. Is there anything else that's happening? I'd like to take Bajan Lifestyles because it's Bajan Lifestyles doesn't mean I have to be in Barbados. I would love to take it to the Caribbean if COVID would allow.
I
I'd
think
like
you should.
to, yeah. So I'd like to, the same way we present Barbados, present the rest of the Caribbean to the world. Maybe team up with some YouTubers over there, and see how far that goes. Then start doing world travels because regardless, I'm still Barbadian, I'm still Bajan, and I can take it to the world. Yeah. So that is the end goal for Bajan Lifestyles. And I think that's about it. I don't have anything like grand in my mind. I think learning to enjoy the basics is a goal for me right now. Yeah, that's it.
I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a
Hmm.
really good path to uh,
Hmm.
to try to go. I think it's pretty cool. I had the same ideas when I thought about what you could do with. I tried to ask the question. I tried to answer it myself in my head. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm with you. I think that could happen. I'll encourage you
Hmm.
to, to continue on that path. Uh,
Thank you.
you never know until you try. Um, because Barbados is only from St. Lucie to to St. Philip, right? And
Hmm.
the two islands, Culpeper and the one you're just flying. So
My new island.
what are you gonna call it? What are you gonna call that island?
Apparently, it already has a name. I think it's called the Lodge or something like that. Um, I can't recall what it is. Don't have a name for it just yet. What do you think of? I have a question for you. What do you think of Pelican Island and how what has happened to it?
Well, I don't know what has happened to it, but
It could have been a big attraction. It could have been preserved. They could have put the port somewhere else, couldn't they? They could have put it in St. Lucie or by the cement plant. They could have put it further down by Hilton area. Why destroy
we
something that was naturally there? I don't know the
yeah
story as to why.
I'm pretty sure it might have had something to do with maybe cricket or something. I'm not entirely sure, but
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation about that here also, me and a couple other people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really don't know because I've been um, away from all the news in Barbados completely of
Mm-hmm.
like how it ended up to where it is at right now. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I know it was always a name that when you think of Barbados, people always think of Pelican Island, as
Mm-hmm.
far as I knew. So I'm not sure why they transformed it to where it's at right now, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it maybe has something to do with um, somebody with a big, brilliant idea how they can make something better or something. Who knows? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's politics behind that probably as well. Um, I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, to be honest, like they always say it in Barbados, like the people always like they would talk about stuff, but they never really like make it happen. So the people now is the time for people really if they want to keep something or they want to make something happen and becoming
Mm-hmm.
um, you definitely have
We
to
can vote
show.
on it.
You know, you got
Mm-hmm.
to make sure you go after what you want, keep things in line because this is yours now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely yours, and you got to show some ownership. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a really perfect opportunity for people to show what they have. Oh, you got a fan.
Yeah. Thank you, Hawk Power Play. Do have a wonderful night too. I hope you enjoyed.
Yes. So I'm gonna say this to you. I'll leave
Mm-hmm.
the last words for you because we're
Mm-hmm.
coming on to the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And what are your last words for our viewers, for our audience? Is there anything you want to tell them or say to them?
What would I want to say? Oh my goodness. I believe in figuring out why we're here. Why are you here on this earth? Like, not because of your kids or your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your job or whatever. Why are you here? Why did God put you here? Figure that out because that will lead to helping other humans and helping other people and helping yourself. I just find your purpose. That's what I believe. I wish everyone to find their purpose. If we could all figure out why if we could all find our purpose, this world would be better. That's what I think. I believe we all should focus on making this world better one way or the other. So find your purpose and then you will contribute to making this world better, whether it will make it better 1%, 20%, gotta find your purpose. So yeah. Nothing to do about follow me. Yeah, of course follow me. But I mean
That's
but
right, guys.
find your purpose.
Click that button,
Yep. Click that
subscribe,
subscribe button. Yep.
and be
And that's
entertained.
it. Yeah.
So on that note, I want to thank you for joining
Thank you as
us.
well.
It really was a pleasure just chopping it up with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, big up Hawk
Thank
and
you.
bless my brother. Big up Hawk down in New York. Um, I want to thank you, Sabrina, for being on the show. You've been a
Mhm.
wonderful guest. Thank you
Thank you.
for sharing and being so open and honest with us and our
Mhm.
viewers. I
Mhm.
want to continue. I want to encourage you to continue doing what you do because I really appreciate the show that you put on the vlog. It's
Mhm.
really cool. And I really hope you get some sponsors. And I really hope that those people get on board because you're doing a good job in promoting
Mhm.
Barbados and all the
Mhm.
beautiful assets that Barbados has.
Has to offer, yeah.
That's right. So
So
hopefully people jump on board with that with you.
yeah, someday BT Travel might no, sorry, the Barbados Tourism Board might take me on someday. You never know. Or somebody bigger. But either way, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. But yeah. And I love
Yes.
what you're doing. What you're doing is amazing. Like I will say we as a black people tend to be crabs in a barrel. And the fact that you are promoting, I don't know if it's all said, it might not just be black people, but you're black, I'm black. So I just like that's what comes to mind. We need to come together. Like the other races are doing it. Why can't we? Come on, like you gotta stop fighting each other and stop bickering and oh, why this person got this and I ain't got this and okay, well then I can sabotage what he has. We gotta come together. We are such a powerful, powerful people, and we don't even know it. And
Wonderful
that's
words from
yeah.
Sabrina Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also the show's open for any and everyone. By the way, um,
Mm-hmm.
the funny thing about I'm just gonna be very open and honest with you right now because
Mm-hmm.
the funny thing about doing a show like this is that not everyone jumps on board, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as even as many multiculturals that is around me and people that I know, not everyone is so quick to jump on board, for whatever reason, and
Yeah.
that's fine. Eventually, if people choose to take this path, it'll be awesome. I really appreciate it. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll continue to do what I'm doing. One thing that COVID and the pandemic has taught me is that I can't worry about all these other little things that happen
Mm-mm.
within around me. I just got to continue to do what I do and stay on my path, and hopefully that pays off for me and for the people around me. So
Yeah.
I'll encourage you to do the same thing,
Thank
and you
you.
do it well. Big up
Thank
yourself
you.
and Antoine, and
Antoine.
your whole entire family. Keep up the good
Mm-hmm.
work.
Thank you. Blessings to you. Yeah.
Same here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Anytime. Yeah, that was wonderful and amazing, Sabrina Lee. Wonderful young lady. She's a very hard worker. She's doing some really awesome things on the island of Barbados. She's doing a really good job of promoting the island, and she's doing it all through her vlogs. Her thousands of subscribers, and you can be one of them. Just continue to support Sabrina and support all the talented people that we have on the show. Big up my boy Pedro Richards, man. He's doing a wonderful job with his new vlog as well. So everyone out there, I hope you guys are keeping the peace. And here in Ontario, we're enjoying another lockdown. Um, so I mean, people are getting sick, and things are getting kind of hectic again. It's a real thing. I mean, there's people that I know personally who have become ill. So I hope that everyone continue to practice your very all the safety that comes with this virus. We all know the argument about the virus and all the different um, things that come with it, but let's all try to be safe out there, protect each other, because at the end of this pandemic, I want to see you guys. I want to party with you guys. I want to have a beer with you guys, a coffee, whatever. I want to be here to chill with you guys. So let's do this thing to make sure that we come out on top. And think about the young ones. Think about the future. Think about the kids, man. All right. So we want them kids to be able to see you guys as they grow up, and we want to be able to do all these awesome things together. So on that note, as usual, as I say, if you're gonna do anything, wear a mask, do it safely. If you're gonna do anything else, put on whatever you gotta put on, but put it in a safe manner and make sure you come out on top. And on that note, peace. Good night.